For more than 170 years, Western Union has been helping people send money all over the world. Its reach is staggering. Present in more than 200 countries and territories, transacting in 130 plus currencies, with approximately 150 million people having used Western Union to either send or receive funds over the last year. But for all its success, Western Union is undoubtedly a legacy player in a market that has been truly disrupted in recent years, with smaller and more agile outfits making waves in the increasingly digitised payment space. While the pace of change has been considerable, the leadership team at Western Union has been focused on implementing a large-scale technology transformation. At its core is a migration from on-prem to a cloud-based infrastructure, which it believes is key to allowing the organisation to scale and evolve into a company with the clout of an established financial institution, combined with the agility and flexibility of a modern fintech. The scale of change this represents for a business like Western Union is not to be underestimated. The company employs around 11,000 people and has more than 550,000 retail agents locations within its global financial network, as well as a global online presence. As such, when Western Union embarked on its technology transformation, it was keen to recruit personnel who could help it achieve its vision. One of its most high-profile hires was Harveer Singh, who was appointed as Chief Data Architect and Global Head of Engineering, and previously co-led EY's next-generation architecture and solutions for financial services.
COVID came and it just accelerated our journey. We wanted to do this in 3 years and we were forced to do it in 18 months. And what we realized that in order to keep up with the demand for digital, which is what COVID pushed us into, we had to do it faster. We had to make sure that we can accelerate and we have to scale. Our digital capacity, which was on the on-prem environment, which was supposed to not go out of capacity until 2022, was going out of capacity in 2020 itself, right? So we had to really accelerate this journey to migrate our digital capacity onto the cloud.
Singh was brought in to help facilitate that leap, drawing on his expertise with business transformations, technology management, data architecture, and collaborative working, backed up by various consulting roles at Deloitte, IBM, and Accenture.
I joined Western Union during COVID times when they needed the acceleration for the journey that they wanted to undertake. I was hired out of Ernst & Young. I have had previous experience working with Deloitte and previous experience working with Accenture and IBM itself. And so I've seen massive scale, I've seen massive transformation projects happening. So one of the things that the organization wanted to do was find someone with a newer mindset who can challenge the norms. I started bringing the people together, showing them the value, showing them why we need to do this, and really creating an environment which is a little different than your typical corporate environment. You're taking a massive journey by taking a company which has always relied on its data centers and you want to take that entire thing out in a couple of years. It's not a joke. It takes they say it takes a village to raise a child. It's the same way it takes an army of people and with the right skill set and the right approach to undertake a situation like this. And the role that I played here was a collaborator which brought so many teams together to the table and really changed the culture and way the organization started to think about how we need to do it. It was not about just going faster, but it was about the quality of the product that we were delivering as well.
Singh was given autonomy to mould his teams, combining the skills already at Western Union with external talent, many of which were from a consulting background, resulting in a diverse and varied team, which he says proved invaluable. Industry experts were also drafted in to create the army that was required for this technology mission. Singh describes the team he assembled as being super powerful, and says he often refers to it as his 3-in-box strategy, owing to the various areas for which he recruited.
I used to call it 3-in-a-box strategy, which is I would make a part of these 3 individuals so that they can mentor, coach each other, and then look after each other. That strategy actually worked very well. And on top of it, I built a great relationship with my product group here and wanted to make sure that they are part of the journey as well. So that combination of my 3 in a pod and the product team is working really well here. I look at these strong players that are very vocal and are very, very straightforward in some of the conversation. They are the ones who would speak up. They are the ones who would do, take proactiveness. You look at them, you look at their aspirations, make them role models, and then help them to build an ecosystem around them.
Having got the right people in place, Singh and his team set about building a partner network to supercharge Western Union's technology evolution. He praises the vendor support and name-checks first AWS for enabling the organisation to quicken the pace of its procurement process and spin up workloads to the cloud faster than had originally been anticipated. He also praises Snowflake's adaptability when it came to dealing with huge capacity increases. A hugely significant piece of the transformation has come from rethinking how Western Union communicates with its vast customer base. To that end, Singh has built on an existing relationship to forge a highly valuable partnership with Salesforce and oversee the rollout of its industry-leading marketing cloud. Singh estimates that the project has reduced how much it spends on talking to its customers by a quarter, while markedly improving this critical function. He reveals that Western Union was using multiple companies for each of its email, in-app, and SMS communication channels.
Salesforce came in with a value proposition that actually was very interesting because they now have a product which you can use across email, SMS, and in-app. What we realized with Salesforce Marketing Cloud, that I can build a single omni-channel journey that can be managed efficiently, and whenever I want to make a change, I need to make a change in one place. The Salesforce has been a very, very important part of our digital experience journey.
Having found great success with its marketing cloud, Singh outlines his longer-term vision to connect a number of Western Union's central products.
And in the product vision that, my sales cloud at some point will be connected to the marketing cloud, is connected to the care cloud, that any event happened in any of those products, I will be able to react. My customer service will be able to know what was sent out to the customer, when it was sent out. If I'm communicating with the agent, I can actually, if the agents can, target some of the customers if they want to. So it becomes a very interesting ecosystem of, complementary products that can work very well together to enable a single customer seamless experience for them. I feel that the product is so powerful.
A large proportion of Western Union's infrastructure has been migrated to the cloud, and Singh reveals a timeline to complete the program of work. When fully realised, he says, it will give Western Union the agility it is seeking, while also having a positive impact on its bottom line.
The vision for the future is we want to be out of our big data environment, which is on-prem, by end of this year and move it completely to the cloud. Now, there are still certain systems that we cannot necessarily, get away with. So, like for example, our core processing engine sits on AS400, which is, legacy IBM mainframe, which will take some time to get out of. But because it's core, but the other rest of the ecosystem around it, we've managed to take that out, or at least, have a vision to take that out into the cloud, by the end of this year. It gives us agility. It gives us, stability, it gives us resilience, and it also ensures that we are able to, focus on product development than just trying to make the technology work for itself. We want to be a fintech, and we want to be a fintech which is agile, and it is, fast moving, and that's one of the reasons that we want to make sure that we have processes set up and the infrastructure setup, which is set up for scale. Our cost reduction strategy is driven by twofold. One is the people cost as well as the overall infrastructure cost. I would not necessarily say that cloud is cheap. Cloud can be very expensive if you're not careful. We have a very stringent architectural review board The reason it works is it's helped us keep our cost in check.
As a global leader in cross-border, cross-currency money movement and payments, Western Union has to comply with a huge number of financial regulations. It works with Talend to streamline data movement and compliance with GDPR across financial, reconciliation, auditing and trading partners.
Western Union and Talend partnership has evolved for the last many years. Talend was brought in to provide our business and technology folks a fast and an efficient way to build data pipelines. Now, they are one of the industry leaders when it comes to ETL technology, well, building pipelines. But if you put in perspective, our majority of our backbone of that data, which is moving across the ecosystem, is powered. Majority of that is powered by Talend. It's one of the most widely used tools that we use in our ecosystem from a data movement perspective. We also have we have also enhanced our relationship with Talend to start using some of their data quality products, because quality of data is very important for decision making. It's important for customer behavior. So the quality of the data is extremely important.
The relationship with Talend has enabled Western Union to help its global customer base in times of real need. After the catastrophic explosion in Lebanon in 2020, the two companies worked together to build data pipelines to help those affected by the incident and provide support to agents in the area. Talend's technology was used to bring various sources of data from different locations into a single place in rapid fashion, helping make decisions such as waiving fees for those sending funds to people caught up in the explosion. Talend's technology has been used similarly in response to people impacted by floods in Haiti and to Indian citizens at the height of the country's COVID-19 crisis.
We are launching new products in the market. We have our stored value account that we are testing it out. All of the work that is happening with new products, new features that we are building, it requires us to capture data, move into our central warehouses from where we will drive decisioning, intelligence, marketing, and more customer acquisition and growth, right? Talend is our backbone of that, and since they are already here and they've done a phenomenal job in helping us do that, it's only going to increase multiples over the next few years. We don't see any reason for moving to another technology at this point of time, because they are also evolving their product to meet our needs.
While Singh and his team have been occupied with the technology transformation taking place at Western Union, the breakneck speed at which the financial services and payments industry is changing means they also have to be planning for the longer term. Western Union is a partner of the World Economic Forum and is a leading voice in the conversation of how to build a global payments ecosystem which is stable and where remittances can be made much faster. Singh is a proponent for a central bank digital currency, which he says is significantly different to the digital assets such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, which can fluctuate wildly in value over short periods of time.
It's not cryptocurrency, it's not something that is being mined, it is more stable, something that will be used to perform instant settlements across the board and provide liquidity to different banks through local reserve banks. So I was very fortunate enough to sit on the same table with some large leaders who represent how we want to proceed, how we want to go forward in taking part in, let's say, a digital dollar, for example. This is one of the initiatives that is being run today with one of our vendors, is how do we build a digital dollar that is transferable across the world.
Singh also sees huge potential in the use of blockchain for specific use cases within financial services and payments. For example, helping with the Know Your Customer process that is important to stopping money laundering and fraud and eliminating many of the checks that currently hold up cross-border payments.
So, for example, if I walk into a notary today and say, I want to notarize my passport, I want to notarize my social security number, I want to notarize my license, for example, and I want to notarize a few other documents that gives my birth certificate, for example. Now, they can be stored in a very safe, secure location, distributed across a blockchain network, and can be used anywhere by any banking, any regulatory authority, or any government authority to bring that information back. With the stable or the blockchain environment, you take some of these things and automate them so that each transaction, the way it's recorded, it is recorded in a way that is you cannot manipulate it, which is where the biggest value of blockchain comes into play.
Reflecting on the transformation to date, Singh is clear that it hasn't come without its challenges. Having to maintain two sets of procedures, on-prem and cloud, for 18 months to ensure business continuity is chief among them, while teams have had to escalate a company-wide transformation during a pandemic.
How do I manage this? How do I explain it to my finance? How do I explain it to my CEO? How do I explain it to the CFO? Why do we have these enormous costs? But then once you start to build that business case around, once you start to bring them along the journey, they start to understand. And lucky enough, with Salesforce Marketing Cloud going live last week, we removed a significant portion of our messaging, or we moved a significant portion of our messaging to Salesforce, thereby reducing the bill for the other SMS providers by half. But now that you actually start to see the gains, you really start to operate and you really start to make that business case work.